Unstoppable strategies to win at life and business. The hidden blade of psychology for high performance. Close your eyes for a moment and picture a battlefield. What do you see? Most of us visualize brute force, violence, a direct clash of armies. That's why, when we hear about The Art of War by Sun Tzu, our minds immediately jump to tactics of attack and defense. But as a performance archaeologist, digging through the layers of this ancient Chinese masterpiece, I see something far more subtle and profound. The Art of War is not a manual for violence, it's a masterpiece of psychology, strategy, and high performance. According to Sun Tzu, the greatest battle is not fought against an enemy, but against your own ignorance. And the most glorious victory is not won through direct confrontation, but achieved without even having to fight. We live in an era that celebrates confrontation. We believe high performance means working harder, competing more aggressively, and winning at any cost. But Sun Tzu's mindset teaches the opposite. He invites us to understand that the most powerful strategy is the one that allows you to win before the battle even begins. He tells us, know your enemy and know yourself, and you will not fear the result of 100 battles. Our journey to high performance demands the same approach. The mental discipline Sun Tzu preached was an act of deep self-knowledge and a keen understanding of the world around you. He knew that information was the most powerful weapon, and that victory belonged to those who could anticipate, plan, and above all avoid unnecessary conflict. Think about your own day. How many times have you gotten involved in pointless arguments, in discussions that led nowhere, in fights that drained your energy and focus? The resilience we admire in great leaders is not the ability to take more hits, but the wisdom to prevent those hits from happening in the first place. Sun Tzu's purpose wasn't to create bloodthirsty warriors, but to shape strategists who valued peace and victory without losses. To him, the greatest general was the one who won with diplomacy, intelligence, and strategy. This mindset is the key to achieving sustainable high performance in life and business. The discipline he teaches is to be like water adapting to its container, flowing around obstacles, finding the path of least resistance toward its goal. High performance born from strategy is far stronger and longer lasting than the kind born from brute force. A strategist's discipline is forged in the silence of observation, the patience of planning, and the resilience of an unshakable purpose. Your work, your life, your business, these are your battlefields. And the first step toward victory is knowing yourself. The practical action for the stage of our journey is a first act of self-awareness. Take a moment to ask yourself, what are my greatest strengths? What are my biggest weaknesses? And how can I use my strengths to neutralize my weaknesses? This small act of self-discovery is the seed of Bushido, the way of the warrior. It is the beginning of your journey. If the idea that strategy is your greatest weapon resonates with you, and if you're ready to uncover Sun Tzu's secrets for your own life, comment strategist below. And if this full video made you reflect, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next deep dive in this expedition. Winning without fighting, the smartest path to success. If you've already begun the journey of knowing yourself, then you're halfway to victory. But Sun Tzu's strategy doesn't stop there. He teaches us that the greatest general is not the one who wins the bloodiest battle, but the one who wins the war without ever fighting. He calls this winning without fighting. This is the true essence of high performance. It's not about being the strongest or the fastest, it's about being the smartest, the sharpest, the most prepared. It's about using knowledge as your greatest weapon so effectively that confrontation becomes completely unnecessary. We live in an age that glorifies drama, conflict, and competition. But Sun Tzu's mindset invites us to be like water, adapting, flowing, and maneuvering around obstacles. He tells us, the greatest virtue of a leader is prudence. Prudence isn't weakness, it's the discipline to observe the battlefield before making a move. Sun Tzu's strategy is the resilience of an unshakable purpose, the patience to wait for the right moment, the wisdom to avoid direct competition, and the skill to find the path of least resistance toward your goal. Think of a chess master. He doesn't move without first analyzing the entire board. He doesn't simply react, he acts with a deep understanding of the game. Your life is your chessboard. The strategy born from this perspective is stronger and more enduring than anything driven purely by force. A strategist's discipline is built in silence, in the patience of planning, in the unwavering commitment to a goal. Your work, your life, your business, these are your battlefields. And the first step toward victory here is knowing your opponent, or in our case, your environment. The leadership Sun Tzu teaches is not that of a dictator, but of an observer. He invites us to realize that high performance is about the ability to see what others don't, to sense what others can't, and to anticipate what others fail to predict. Sun Tzu's strategy is about the discipline of a strategist who falls in love with the process, the journey, and the leadership of self. This is the true high performance he teaches. The practical action for the stage of our journey is about observation. Take a moment today to focus on a conflict you're facing. It could be at work, at home, or with friends. Instead of reacting, simply observe. Watch people's movements, emotions, and intentions. Then ask yourself, how can I win this battle without fighting? The answer to that question will give you the clarity and discipline to act like a true strategist. This journey has only just begun. We've barely started to feel the power of strategy. True transformation, true high performance, is not about having all the answers, but about having the courage to ask the right questions. If the idea of winning without fighting resonates with you, comment "silent strategy" below. And if this full video made you reflect, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next stage of our expedition. Strategic leadership that inspires unstoppable results. If you've embraced the courage to observe the world and win without fighting, you're already on the path to becoming a true master of strategy. But Sun Tzu's high performance doesn't end with tactics at its core. It is a manual for leadership. Many of us confuse leadership with the ability to give orders or be in control. But according to Sun Tzu, the greatest general is the one who leads with such clarity of mind and strength of purpose that victory becomes inevitable. He invites us to be the compass, not the map, to guide by example, not by force. This is the true essence of high performance. We live in an era that values leadership that asserts dominance. But Sun Tzu's strategy teaches that the greatest leader is the one who inspires. He tells us, the general who advances without seeking fame and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only concern is to protect his people and serve his ruler, is the jewel of the kingdom. The discipline he teaches is not about controlling others, but about mastering oneself. The resilience of a leader is not measured by how much they can endure personally, but by their ability to inspire those they lead to endure more, believe in a greater purpose, and fight for a cause that transcends themselves. Sun Tzu's leadership is about creating a vision, communicating it clearly, and inspiring others to follow with a passion that force could never produce. High performance born from the leadership of a strategist is stronger and more enduring than anything born from brute force. A leader's discipline is forged in the silence of observation, the patience of planning, and the resilience of an unwavering mission. Your work, your life, your business, these are your battlefields. And the first step toward victory is becoming the leader Sun Tzu describes. The mindset of a leader is not that of a dictator, but that of a gardener. A gardener doesn't control the plants, he creates the conditions for them to grow. Your leadership requires the same mindset, the ability to create the conditions for those around you to reach their own high performance. The practical action for the stage of our journey is about leadership. Think of a moment when you had the chance to lead someone at work, at home, or with friends. Instead of giving an order, inspire. Instead of providing the answer, ask a guiding question. Instead of criticizing, teach. Ask yourself, how can I inspire this person to reach their own high performance? How can I create the conditions for them to win their own battles? Leading by example will give you the clarity and discipline to act as a true leader. This journey is still in its early stages. We have only begun to feel the power of leadership. True transformation, true high performance, is not about having all the answers, but about having the courage to ask the right questions. If the idea of leading by example resonates with you, comment strategic leadership below. And if this full video made you reflect, hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss the next stage of our expedition. The enduring legacy of a master strategist. We began our journey with the image of a battlefield, and now we arrive at the point where your strategy becomes your greatest legacy. Sun Tzu's high performance was not found in his wartime victories, but in his ability to live with purpose in the midst of chaos. He teaches us that true leadership is not measured by the number of battles you win, but by the number of battles you avoid. And his book, The Art of War, is proof that the greatest battle of all is not fought with armies, but within our own mindset. The resilience of a leader is not in their inability to break, but in their ability to rebuild every single day in silence. Many modern leaders seek to build a legacy through billion-dollar companies or empires of influence. But what remains of an empire when it collapses? The only thing that endured from Sun Tzu was his philosophy, his strategy, his wisdom. He left us a timeless manual for high performance. Because the battle for personal leadership never goes out of style, your legacy will not be what you accumulated, but the person you became. The strategy you applied to your life, the intelligent choices you made when no one was watching this will be your high performance. It will be your example, your discipline, your mindset, inspiring others to become the strategist of their own lives. The mindset of a true leader is not about being perfect, but about striving for perfection every single day. The strategy Sun Tzu teaches is a call to action, a lifelong commitment to knowledge, to unshakable resilience. The legacy you build will not be one of power, but of wisdom. It will be a dynasty of conscious choices, of silent discipline, a life lived with purpose. And that is the true high performance. It is the journey that never ends. The practical action for this final stage of our journey is a commitment to yourself. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a moment in the future when you are at the peak of your leadership and high performance. What would you say to yourself today? At the very start of this journey, write that message in your journal. Read it every day. Let it be your anchor, your guide, your legacy calling you towards your deepest purpose. Our expedition through Sun Tzu's teachings has given us a new perspective on what strategy truly means. But our journey as archaeologists of success is just beginning. There are many more artifacts, philosophies, and stories waiting for us. If you are ready to start building your own dynasty of strategy, comment "My Legacy" below. And if you don't want to miss the next chapter of our expedition, where we'll explore the mindset of another great strategist from the past, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If this full video gave you a new perspective on leadership in your own life, share it with someone who also needs to hear it.